let us continue the lesson types of propellants. So, what is a propellant? Propellant is a chemical substance which, when combustion, which is lighted up, it will burn and it will produce the pressure, and with that pressurized gas, the energy is released. With that energy, how the rocket moves against the gravitational force is called as propellant. So, definition for propellant is: a propellant is a chemical substance that can undergo combustion to produce pressurized gases whose energy is utilized to move a rocket against the gravitational force of attraction. So, against the force of attraction, after the combustion of that chemical substance, it starts burning, and the pressure is and the gas is released. With that pressurized gases, it helps to move the rocket against the gravitational force. That is called as propellants. It is a mixture which contains a fuel that burns and an oxidizer which supplies the oxygen necessary for the burning combustion of the fuel. It is a mixture. It is a chemical substance which helps to burn, and it has the oxidizer which gives enough oxygen to burn that chemical substance, and helps to produce the fuel necessary for burning the fuel. The propellants in the form of solid, there are two types of propellants, solid and the liquid propellants. So, in the solid propellants, we yesterday told that it is in liquid hydrogens and ethyl alcohols are the two chemicals present, and the oxidizer oxygen, ozone, hydrogen peroxide. And in the solid propellants, we told that it is a solid fuel used in rockets, and polyurethanes and the polybutadienes are the substances used, and nitrate and the chloride salts are used as the oxidizers. And again, told us cryogenic propellants are there. Both are liquefied gases and they are stored at the very low temperature. These fuels do not need ignition. They react on mixing and start with on flame. No need of anybody to burn. It will burn by itself, and it will produce the gases and helps in the movement of the rocket. Now, next we are going to learn about the launching of satellite, how the satellites are launched. Before being launched into the space, rockets will be held down by the clamps on the launching pad. So, these rockets will be clamped within the launching pad. Manned or unmanned. Man is used, or sometimes it is not used, will be placed at the top of the rocket. When the fuel in the rocket is burned, it will produce the upward thrust. Upward thrust means a force to move. When the fuel burns, it will make a thrust or a force to move upwards. There will be a point at which the upward thrust will be greater than the weight of the satellite. It will be more, the thrust will be more, the force will be more than the weight of the satellite. Then only it will be helped to move the rocket upwards. There will be a point at which the upward thrust will be greater than the weight of the satellite. At that point, the clamp will be removed by remote control and the rocket will move upwards. According to Newton's third law, for every action there is an equal and opposite reaction. As the gas is released downwards, the rocket will be moving forward. Now, we told in the propellants, because of the gas released, it produces a pressure and moves and gives the force to move the rocket, or to launch the rocket against the gravitational force. To place a satellite in a particular orbit, a satellite must be raised to the desired height. So, the satellite must be, if it has to reach to a special orbit, it has to be raised, or it has to be going upward in a desired height. In which height it has to go and fix in the orbit, that it has to be finalized before itself, and given the correct speed and direction by the launching the rocket. In this, high velocity is given to the rocket at the surface of the earth. The rocket will be burned due to their air friction. Such high velocities can be developed by a single rocket. So, multi-stage rockets are used to penetrate the dense lower part of the atmosphere. Initially, the rocket rises vertically and then is tilted by a guidance system. First, it will go always vertically. Then, after completing a certain distance only, it will go to in the in the tilted actions. It will go as per how it is planned. Okay. Now, next is India's space program. So, soon after the independence, India initiated space research activities. In 1969, Indian Space Research Organization (ISRO) was formed with the objective of developing space technology and its application for different needs of the nation. for many different purposes, for communication, technology, for climate, for weather report, or for finding the what is that, against the enemies. For this all purpose we are using the satellites. For that all, that ISRO was founded by the Indian government in 1969. India is focusing on satellites for communication and remote sensing. Remote sensing means to find out the enemies in the border areas, space transportation systems and application programs. The first ever satellite Aryabhatta was launched in 1975. The first satellite Aryabhatta was launched in 1975. Since then, India has achieved a lot in space programs equal to that of the developed nations. So after that, India has developed to a great extent that it has produced as a well developed nation. India has come up in the space field. Rakesh Sharma, an Indian pilot from Punjab, was selected as a cosmonaut in a joint space program between India and Soviet Russia and become the first Indian to enter into the space on 2nd April 1984. So Rakesh Sharma was the first cosmonaut along with the Russia. He was able to go to the space and it became a milestone for the Indian in the space research. It is in the 2nd April 1984. Then we had the Chandrayaan. Our country launched a satellite Chandrayaan, meaning moon vehicle, on 22nd October 2008 to study about the moon. So 22nd October 2008, our Indian scientists launched the Chandrayaan to study about the moon. It was launched from Satish Dhawan Space Center at Sriharikota, Andhra Pradesh, with the help of PSLV, that is Polar Satellite Launch Vehicle rocket. With the help of that vehicle only, the satellite was launched. It was put into the lunar orbit on 8th November 2008. The lunar orbit means moon's orbit is called as lunar orbit. The spacecraft was orbiting around the moon at a height of 100 km from the lunar surface. So 100 km distance away from the moon, it was circulating around the moon. It collected the chemicals, the mineralogical and the geological information about the moon. This mission was a major boost for the Indian space programs and helped to develop its own technology to explore the moon. Chandrayaan-1 was operated for 312 days and achieved 95% of its objectives. It was meant to study about the moon and it achieved 95% of the result was able to collect of the moon from the Chandrayaan. The scientists lost their communication with the spacecraft on 28th August 2009. By 2009, they lost the connection between the Chandrayaan and the scientists from the ISRO. So under 312 days, it was able to collect all the informations from the moon. On the successful completion of all the major objectives, the mission was concluded. After that, it was concluded that because it was not reachable after that. Objectives of the Chandrayaan. The following are the objectives of Chandrayaan-1 mission: to find the possibility of water on the moon, whether the water is existing in the moon, to find out that, to find the elements of matter on the moon, to what all the elements are found in the moon, to search the existence of helium-3, to find whether the helium-3 is found in the, that element is found in the moon, to make three-dimensional atlas of the moon, to find out, to make the three-dimensional atlas of the moon, to study about the evolution of the solar system, to study more about how the solar system came into existence, to study about that all. This was the objectives of the Chandrayaan. Kalamsat is the world's smallest satellite, weighing only 64 grams. It was built by the team of high school students led by Rifat Shahrukh, an 18-year-old school student from Palapatti near Karur, Tamil Nadu. It was launched into the space on 22nd June 2017 by NASA. This was the smallest 64-gram satellite done by a school student of Tamil Nadu, and it was launched 22nd June by 2017 by the NASA. Achievements of Chandrayaan-1. The following are the achievements. What all they get the information from the Chandrayaan. The discovery of a presence of water molecules in the lunar soil. So there were some molecules of water in the lunar soil. Chandrayaan confirmed that the moon was completely molten once. It was completely molten once. Molten means the hard ones. Recorded images of the landing site of the US spacecraft Apollo 15 and Apollo 11. It also recorded the images of Apollo 15 and Apollo 11 was launched by US, and that photographs also they were able to record it. So Dr. Mailusamy Annadurai was born on 2nd July 1958 at Kodavadi, a small village near Pollachi in Coimbatore district. He pursued his BE degree course at Government College of Technology, Coimbatore. In 1982, he pursued his higher education and acquired a MA degree at PSD College of Technology, Coimbatore. In the same year, he joined ISRO as a scientist, and later he got the doctorate degree from Anna University of Technology, Coimbatore. Annadurai is a leading technologist in the field of satellite system. He has served as the project director of Chandrayaan 1. He has also made significant contribution to the cost-effective design of Chandrayaan. So he was the person made the design of Chandrayaan for launching. And the other objectives of the Chandrayaan are: it has provided high resolution spectral data on the mineralogical of the moon. The existence of the aluminium, magnesium, and silicon were picked up in the X-ray camera. More than 40,000 images have been transmitted by the Chandrayaan 1 camera in 75 days, and the accurate images of peaks and craters. Peaks and craters means craters are the holes, black holes found in the moon, and the peaks and the small like mountain like things are called as peaks, show that the moon mostly consists of craters. Chandrayaan 1 beamed back its first images of the earth in its entirely. So Chandrayaan also took the full image of the earth from the moon's orbit. Chandrayaan 1 has discovered large caves of the lunar surface that can act as human shelters on the moon. So there were also found many big shelters in the moon. After shelters also was found in the moon after the photos that has come from the Chandrayaan. So these are all the achievements of the Chandrayaan, what it happened and how it was able to conclude the mission. Now next class we will go with the Mangalyaan or the Mars vehicle. Thank you, students.